Chelsea officially announced the signing and the appointment of Mauricio Pochettino as their new manager on a 3-year deal until the summer of 2026. It's been the worst kept secret in football. The deal was agreed over a month ago, or about a month ago. They were always waiting until the end of the season to formally announce the appointment of the new head coach to try and reignite Chelsea, to bring Chelsea back to a competitive club again, a team that can win, a team that can score, a team that makes their fans proud. We're going to delve into this in more detail, but it is official. Poch is now the Chelsea manager. It's been an abysmal year for Chelsea Football Club, an embarrassing one. A campaign that fizzled out very early. The writing was on the wall in the early stages of the season. Todd Bowley, Clearlake, getting rid of the board in the summer, changing strategy, removing, this is the big one really, removing Thomas Tuchel as manager, the long-term expensive appointment of Graham Potter. Too much money spent across the transfer windows, a bloated squad, failure to sack Graham Potter earlier, the disastrous caretaker appointment of Frank Lampard, who will go down as the worst manager in the history of this football club. It's the biggest summer, at least in the Premier League history of Chelsea. They have not faced turmoil and a problem like this since they nearly went out of business a couple of decades ago. There is a genuine rebuild that is needed. Cutting the fat from this squad, removing the business people from the football making decisions, and much, much more. Now, Chelsea have already started in the window. We're going to talk about that soon. But what will Poch bring? He's going to bring his coaching staff in. He's a brilliant coach. Him and his coaching staff together, let's just put it out there, will create a scarier, more dangerous, more dynamic, and devastating Chelsea. A Chelsea that will be able to cut through teams. A Chelsea that will defend better. A Chelsea that will leak less goals because of it. And will they put the ball in the back of the net? Yes. Poch will rejuvenate, re-energize, and get the juices flowing amongst this squad again. The young players they have at their disposal, Poch is going to take up a level. All this is going to happen. Poch is also an attractive manager for new signings. They're in the market right now for Manuel Ngate. 110% doable. They've got Nkunku coming in. They're looking at the likes of Osherman. There are many, many options available to Mauricio Pochettino in the transfer market. And he is the manager that can help attract these people. He can sit down in a room and say, look, we had the worst season in Premier League history at this club. There's a new slate now. I wasn't here for that. Big changes have happened at board level. And it's been one bad year. One bad year. You join us. You come in to my squad, my Chelsea. We're fighting year one to get back into the top four. Year two, year three, we're going to push for the big titles. That has got to be the message. That's also got to be the standard. 1 year of rebuilding and finding your feet, and then bang, pushing for those big titles. Just like Man United now. Just like Man United under Erik ten Hag. And I believe Poch can do all of this. I believe he is a good enough manager to make Chelsea top four contenders next year, leak less goals, play beautiful football, score, attract players. He'll be able to cut the fat because he's ruthless. He's ruthless. Go back to his days at Tottenham. Danny Rose messing about, sit in the stands. Toby messing about, sit in the stands. He's a ruthless manager. And that is what this Chelsea need. They need someone to come in and put his foot down with a firm hand. And if they do that, Chelsea will be back quicker than you can realize. They'll be back fighting on all fronts quicker than you realize. Now, the question mark surrounding Mauricio Pochettino is he good enough to win them the Prem, win them the Champions League, That's the question mark over his head. And I'm not going to become a hypocrite and pretend that doesn't exist. I think all Chelsea fans know that that exists. And by the way, that question mark hangs over the head of Arteta, hangs over the head of Ten Hag at Manchester United as an example. Because these managers haven't won a major league. They haven't won the Liga. They haven't won the Premier League. They haven't won Serie A. They haven't won the Bundesliga. So the question mark remains until they do it. Can they do it? None have won the Champions League. So the question mark remains, can they do it? Of course, Poch is leveled with being a bottle job manager. This is a great opportunity with a club with resource to prove that he isn't. But what we know that he is a project manager who will cut the fat, build a brilliant squad, play brilliant football. And the one thing that I'm looking at now as a rival, and I'm thinking, look, a year ago, I was talking about how this Chelsea team was building something scary. And that was based on the information that we were getting. We were being told that they were going to maintain the spending of Roma, but under a kind of Bayern City-esque project. They were bringing in people from the RB Leipzig camp, but they were going to supercharge it with cash. And that hasn't really happened up until now. It's been Todd Bowley acting like a cowboy in the transfer market, making horrendous decisions. So, of course, when the reality of a situation changes based on what the promise or the plan is, of course, your opinion of a football club and how it's run and its current standing changes. But if they get this right, Chelsea, and they give Poch the support he needs, football people making football decisions, they're dangerous and they're scary. And rivals will play it down. No way. They're not coming back. It's impossible. It's Poch. He isn't good enough. No, Poch is good enough to make this team dangerous and dynamic. Poch is good enough to have them in top 4 races. I think he's good enough to get them into title races. The only thing I'm not convinced on yet is whether he's good enough to get them over the line. That's the only bit I'm not convinced on. But that doesn't matter to Chelsea fans what I think around that. Chelsea fans won't give a damn. Their club is making big moves to turn around this disastrous season. And appointing this man is one of them. They are now going to go into the market and buy 2 or 3, maybe 4 top quality players to add to this squad, and at the same time get rid of lots of crap. People think they're not going to be able to get rid of these poor players. Again, I just politely disagree. Politely, I disagree. I think people are being a little bit disrespectful, and I think they're being a little bit what their predictions are based on what they hope happens, as opposed to what I think they really believe is going to happen. So I would love to get your takes. I'd love to get your views. I'd love to get your opinions right now in the comment sections below. Poch to Chelsea. It's official. He's appointed. How do you see this going? How do you see it going? For me, I'm not going to lie, I'm concerned. And I know a lot of you are going to write in the comments, and that's why I've left saying this until the last part of the show. Oh, Terry's scared again. Terry's worried. Chelsea have been a team that were a guarantee of points in recent weeks and months for all of us. Every single one of us members of the top 6. Well, I can't wait to play Chelsea because we'll beat them. We'll batter them. It'll be easy. That changes with Poch. That changes with Poch. It was a team knocked out the way of a top 4 race all season. At bare minimum. That's now gone. So for you as a rival to sit there and act like this is nothing, this means nothing, I'm not worried. I don't sweat them. You're lying to yourself. You're legitimately lying to yourself. Big appointment. Chelsea fans, let me know what you think. Hit the like and the share button. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you on the top 6 show later. Bye-bye.